from this closed guard position, if I don't want to get punched in the face, right, I have to hold him down. If he's far away and he goes to punch me, I need to pull him in before he can punch me. If I just stay here and try to block, it's something, but it's not enough. And when he sits up and over with all of his body weight, it's going to power through my wall, which is weak, pretty easily. So as soon as I see him put the head up and over towards me, in other words, as soon as the hips or the glutes leave his heels, right, he's going to be cantered forward. And that's what the guard is for. The guard, this position here where I hold his hips. Why do I hold the hips when I have someone in the guard? Because the hips are the central point at which the body pivots. Right? Anatomically, the body bends in half at the hips. Everything that's required for the spine to be able to perform has to come from the hips being mobile enough to do that. If the hips are jammed, it interferes with the ability to use the upper body and the lower body, because I break the body into relative sections. And that's why, when I'm in a defensive guard posture, my main focus can be the hips. This allows me, of course, to move him side to side, or if he's too close and choking me, to push him away, right, by lifting the hips up and driving my heels to the ground and taking the hands off. It also lets me, when he sits up to punch, pull him in, and I can wrap him right here. One hand around the head, my head is up and next to his, and then this hand wraps over the arm, like this. Right? If he's a little bigger and taller and you have the space to do it, you could hold the arm right here. This is a little more sensitive so that you can feel when he starts to pull the punch again. But right now, because Carlos is smaller than me, it's enough for me to just cover the arm like this with the elbow in touch. And we know this from our introductory curriculum. It's called Stage 1, and it's the beginning of the Punch Block series. Now, from this position, it's typical for a person to want to get free. They don't like being held down. Let's assume we're just doing this in the academy in a pure grappling context, right? So maybe when he moves away a little bit, it's enough room, go ahead, it's enough room right here. Look, my hand can go in to the collar. Right now, notice how if I just put the hand straight away, it's obvious, plus my elbow gets stuck on his arm. So one thing we can do to make this a little more subtle is as he sits up and gives us the space to put the hand in, we move our own elbow first. Look, I just put it inside, and then I unfold the hand. And it goes nicely into the collar. And I want to keep his head down, right? When I'm holding the head, am I holding lightly here or tight? You can guess, or he can tell you.
I say lightly.
Lightly. And that's a very good plan, because if I waste all my energy trying to hold him down and I get into this battle with him, I get tired, maybe before he does, because it's my arm versus his body. But if I stay light and I just touch, and then when he tries to sit up, I got it. Right? I just put enough tension in it when he moves. Right? When he moves, that's when I put the pressure down. So I want to control him, but I'm also going to give him enough room. I'm going to give him enough room so that when he starts to sit up, I move the elbow and I just put the hand in the collar. Now this leaves the hand behind the head, and I'm still keeping him down, and I want him to struggle a little bit to sit up. Right, so I can hang my weight, and I can keep the elbow down here so it doesn't flare and he opens it. That's nice. I can keep him down reasonably well with this. I can't do this forever. So before anything happens, look at this hand here. You can come around to get a tighter shot on the detail here, because this is critical. The thumb of the hand that's holding the head, it's going to find its way into the gi. Now, if the gi's so tight because I'm pulling so strongly here, it's going to be a trial to get the thumb in. So look what I can do. Watch how when I just move the hand, it opens the gi. See? All I have to do is this with the hand that's in the collar, and it just opens the gi. That's it. It opens the gi. This hand's already behind the head. I open the gi, so look, the thumb just goes whoop inside, and I can just make a grip here. Now I'm going to let him sit up a little bit by loosening up the pressure. And when he does, I'm going to loop this arm over the head. Watch. There. Right to the choke. Right to the choke. This is very nice. To help me finish, I can pull him into me. And then, of course, both hands have to go like this. I have to rotate my hands towards his face, towards his carotid arteries to crush the carotid artery against the sinus, the carotid sinus, the cavity there, and that's what disturbs the blood flow, and that's what makes the choke work. If I'm on his trachea, he's gonna find a hole, and it's also dangerous for our training partners. We're not trying to hurt anybody, we're just trying to be technically proficient. So I'm like this, and then he sits up a little bit, and I just get enough room here that I move the elbow. You can catch this detail here on this side, right? I follow him a little bit, and I move the elbow like this first, and then I can just slide the hand nicely, or I can move the elbow here, and the hand just goes right into the open collar. The hand that's still behind the head, I open the gi with this little wrist motion here, and put the thumb inside. And now I give him a little leeway. Look how close the hands are to each other. They're not all the way down here and all the way around the corner. They're right next to each other. And then as he sits up, I loop right there. And now I rotate the hands in. I rotate the hands in and just finish the choke. All right, does that make sense? One more time. We're in this position here in the beginning, right, just to simulate the idea that in a street fight, maybe somebody's wearing a jacket or a hooded sweatshirt, something where you have a collar available. And of course, when they punch, we want to bring them close, right? So we use the knees to draw them in, and we hold the head and hold the elbow and keep our head up, not down where he can bounce our head off the pavement. Maybe if this arm becomes free, that's dangerous and we could get punched right there. So we keep the head up next to his, and everything's close. Now when he starts to pull away, I move the elbow inside, and I get just enough space to slide my hand. Look, my hand goes right here, and then it turns into the collar. Palm up grip, thumb along the outside ridge. The hand behind the head keeps him down just enough, right? Not too light, not too tight. Light enough to be sensitive, tight enough to catch him. So when he moves, that's when I put the force in. And I get him responding to this. So he really wants to sit up, which is great because then I open the gi and put the thumb inside. And when he starts to move, I loop around the head. And look, from here, because my hands were so close, I don't need to pull or be strong. I just need to rotate the hands in, right? And then if I want to finish, I can sit up a little bit, and that's it. Does that make sense? Okay, let's try it.